Welcome to the Studio Success Formula Podcast, the business school for dance studio owners. And now for your host, Clint Salter.
Hey everyone, it's Clint from Studio Success Formula, and welcome to this week's podcast episode. Now, I also want to say a huge welcome to all of our new members in the Studio Success Formula program that we have welcomed over the last 2 to 3 weeks. This was our final intake into the program to 2015. So we're super excited to have you on board to help you grow your dance studio. Because you know what? That's what we do. And that's what this podcast is for. That's why I started this podcast over a year ago now. We just had our 1 year anniversary, our birthday in August, and I'm so thrilled with the feedback that we get and the emails and the messages and from people that are listening, and not only listening, because I always say that you can be informed, you can actually listen and learn information, or you can be transformed, and the transformation really comes when you start implementing. You actually listen to the ideas that we talk about here on the podcast, or maybe it's through our blogs or our video trainings that we do, or our live masterclasses that we run for studio owners. And you say, you know what, I'm going to implement that idea, and I'm going to give myself, the next 2 weeks to, bring that idea to life in my studio. That's where the real magic is. And I think that, to be honest with you, the secret sauce when, people say, how are you successful? How have you started, created and sold 3 businesses by the time you were 28? I always say it's about taking action. I always say it's about implementing. And so what we're going to talk today, we're actually not going to talk about implementing and taking action, although we kind of are. And I want to talk about something that has come up so much this year, really, in the Dance Studio Owners Association, which is our monthly group that we run for dance studio owners. It's an online group, and we've got over 250 studio owners in that. And one thing we've been talking a lot about is morning routines. And the reason it came up is because earlier this year, I suggest a book to read for all of our members each month. And one particular month, it was The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod, which is a fantastic book. And I would suggest if you don't have it, jump on Amazon and buy it. And basically, this book is about how you can set up your morning so that you can have a successful day. Well, as successful as possible. It sets you up for those times that if a challenge or you hit a roadblock during the day, that you actually are able to move through it more easily. It sets you up to be energized. It sets you up to be present during the day. And I know presence is a piece that we all get stuck with. I get stuck with it all the time. And it's, with technology and being attached to technology all the time, it's really hard to stay present 100% of the time. So Hal's book, The Miracle Morning, is all about what should you do in the morning to set yourself up for success. And I'd love to know how many of you listening now actually have a morning routine. Jump on Facebook, jump on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Studio Success Formula, and tell me what are you doing in the morning for your morning routine? And I'm going to walk you through a 60-minute morning routine that I do that you can apply to your life. Now, there's morning routines. I've got a friend and her morning routine goes for 3 hours. Now, I know that that's not practical for a lot of you that might have children and you've got to go to school and you're already up so early and you've got to make breakfast and lunches and do all of that. But everyone can find an additional 60 minutes in their morning. Maybe you actually just need to get up an hour earlier. We say that, we hear that the most successful people in business and in life are, waking up at generally around 5 a.m. I wake up every morning, not on weekends, Monday to Friday at 5 a.m. so that I can fit in a morning routine. Sometimes, is it always 60 minutes? No. Sometimes it's 30 minutes, and I do the best that I can every single day, but I make sure that the most important thing is that I give time to myself every morning. Because if I'm up in the morning and I'm giving to everyone else. I'm on Facebook in bed, liking everyone else's thing. I did a great interview the other day with a friend of mine, and she said, you know what, Clint, I don't understand why we like everyone else's life in the morning before we like our own, before we give time to ourselves. And I was like, wow, that is awesome. So I want you to think about that in the morning. Are you giving time to you, or are you giving time to everyone else? So let's talk about your morning routine, what you can do in the morning. And there's really 3 elements. I hope you've got a pen and paper handy. There's 3 things we want to nurture within ourselves every single morning as studio owners, as wives, as husbands, as mothers, as fathers, as best friends, as lovers, whatever it is, we need to nurture ourselves first. We've all heard the analogy of, got to put your safety, your oxygen mask on first before you help anyone else. It's the same thing every day. We need to look after ourselves every morning before we start looking after everyone else. If you don't work, nothing does. So let's have a look at these 3 areas we want to nurture. The first one is our soul. We want to nurture our soul when we wake up in the morning. Now, there's a couple of ways I like to do this. The first way is through meditation. I use an app called Calm, CALM, Calm. It's a great app because so many of the meditations on there, you can time them. So generally I'll do a 10 to 20 minute meditation. Okay. And that's all you need to do. 10 minutes or 20 minutes once a day to start with is all you need. And everyone can find, I'm sure you can find it, 10 minutes or 20 minutes during your day to just set yourself up the right way to have a beautiful, awesome, successful day. So we're looking after our soul. We can do meditation. We can also journal, which I find is great. If you're one of those people that hold a lot of stuff in your head and you rarely write it down, journaling is a super way to get clear and gain some clarity for the day. You can lock it away. You don't need to share with anyone. I'm not a big fan of putting your journal on an iPad. I'm still a fan of, putting, having a journal on paper. A couple of resources for you here. There's an app, but there's also a book called the 5-Minute Journal. And that 5-minute journal walks you through a couple of exercises to do in the morning and also at night around gratitude and what you learned from today that you can apply for tomorrow. So you can just Google 5-minute journal. You'll get some information on that. Or what I love to do is I just buy a beautiful journal. They're blank. Sometimes they're lined. And I just write if I've meditated and I want to write as well, I'll do 10 minutes of writing. The whole soul exercise, looking after your soul should take you about 20 minutes. So you can meditate for 20 minutes, you could journal for 20 minutes, or you could do a mix of both. If you haven't read it, and I think every dance studio owner should read a book called The Artist's Way. And in it, the author, her name has escaped my mind, she talks about morning pages, writing a few pages every morning before you get on with your day. So that's a similar principle. So we've looked after our soul. The second thing I love to do is look after my body. Now, the way I do that is generally through some exercise. So I've got a gym. I go to a gym that's about a 15-minute walk from my place. So at 5:30, the gym clothes are on and I'm off to the gym. And it could be, it's different things. Sometimes it's a group fitness class. Sometimes I just go on the cross trainer. Sometimes I'll just do some weights. I really like to mix it up, but I need my body to move in the morning. I go purely because the gym is where I feel like I don't have to think about anything. I'm just kind of there. Sometimes I'll play music. And it's a good place for me kind of just to chill out and really get in the zone, get in the zone for what I want my day to look like. which I think is really valuable. If you're too far from a gym, you can exercise at home. There's some amazing, workout DVDs, and you might go, no, Clint, I'm not doing that. My children are going to laugh at me if I'm doing like some, high energy turbo kick, Charlene Johnson kind of workout, Shaun T. But I would definitely, check out the titles from Beachbody. I mean, they've got some amazing at-home exercise DVDs that are not boring. I've just ordered one actually. Shaun T, who created Insanity, and I did that program, has brought out a new program called Size, and it's a dance-based program. So I'll keep you updated on how that goes. But you might just want to put on a DVD and work out for 20 minutes. Do 20-minute exercise. You might do boxing for 20 minutes. But it's really important that you get your body moving in the morning. Even if you're going to do 7 hours of teaching dance, it's different. You actually need to get your body moving so that the muscles and, the muscles really are challenged. So that's the body part of it. So we've got soul for 20 minutes. We're going to meditate and journal. We've got our body, looking after our body, doing some exercise for 20 minutes. It's only 40 minutes. It's not a lot of time. And then lastly, we want to look after our mind, and we want to support our mind, and we want to grow our mind. Hopefully most of you listening on this podcast, I'm sure, have a growth mindset. Okay, so you're all about growing and learning, and you're hungry versus a fixed mindset, which is, this is where I am and this is what I do. Clint, I've had my studio for 35 years. I don't need to learn anything else. That is a fixed mindset. We like people that have a growth mindset. They're like, hey, you know what? I've been doing this for 35 years, but I can always learn. I'm always opening to learning new things. So in terms of our mind, what can we do to support and grow our mind? A couple of things come to mind. What I do is I listen to podcasts. So like what you're doing now, I've got a whole lot of different podcasts that I listen to. So I will listen to a podcast, again, for at least 20 minutes. Generally every day I'm doing about an hour or an hour and a half of listening, of being inspired, of being uplifted, of how-to strategies on how to grow my business. The other thing is reading a book or listening to an audio book, because I know a lot of us are always kind of on the go. So if you're in the car, have an audio book going. If you're one of our members, I know so many of our members listen to our the audio from our programs. Because we give you those MP3s. So you want to listen to something or read something that is going to grow you as an individual. So just to recap, and you'll do that for 20 minutes. Guys, that's 60 minutes a day. And can you just see by doing that so many benefits? Like meditation, you can become more present, which is so important. Isn't it important for when we're teaching a class, we're present in that class and we're not thinking about 100 other things? Isn't it important when we go home and we're with our partner that we're present with them, that we're not thinking about, oh, that parent really annoyed me tonight, or, oh, I just got that text that teachers can't make her classes tomorrow? Don't we want to be present and give our time to those people that love us dearly and support us in our journey, in our roller coaster journey of running a dance studio? So, really look after your soul, body, got to move, got to be healthy. We've got to look after ourselves, and all in moderation. Who doesn't love, having a hamburger or a piece of chocolate? But you've got to move every single day, do some movement. It's not only important for your body to, as you get older and, muscle starts to break down and bones aren't as strong as they used to be, it's really important just for your mental health as well that you are moving. So make sure you're moving. And then lastly, your mind. Look after yourself. Look after your brain. Grow your brain. Really stick in that growth mindset every day. Listen to podcasts like this. Listen to podcasts that help you grow your business. Listen to podcasts that help you grow in life in general. Listen to podcasts about improving relationships. Read books about improving relationships. Read books about managing your finances. I think one of the most valuable things we're given as human beings is the ability to be educated, and there's no lack of information out there whatsoever. So I think we're so lucky to be alive at this time where we have so much great information that costs us, nothing at our fingertips. So I just wanted to kind of walk you through a bit of a morning routine because, like I said, it's something that's come up for lots of our members, and I hope that was helpful for you. For those of you that are in the Dance Studio Owners Association, you guys are super lucky this month because we've actually got Hal Elrod, the author of the Miracle Morning, talking to our members for September's monthly masterclass. So if you're one of those people in that group, can't wait to share that interview with you. It's going to be awesome. If not, and you want more information about the Dance Studio Owners Association, you can go to dancestudioownersassociation.com to see what we do and how we support dance studio owners every month to help them take them to the next level in their business. Thank you so much for joining me today. A bit of a different podcast, but wanting to tackle your morning routine so we can get you more efficient, effective, and productive during your day. Until next time, take care. Keep growing your studio and yourself. And let me know. Hit me up on the Facebook page and let me know how you go with your Miracle Morning routine. Anyway, I'll talk to you again really soon. Bye for now.